Which marketing channel produces better results for e-com brands? Is it SEO or is it Google Ads? Over the last 5 years, I've managed over £20 million in Google ad spend, and I've scaled organic traffic for over 100 different e-com brands. What you're about to learn in this video is the unfiltered truth about which channel produces the best results. So whether you're throwing money at Google Ads or wondering whether SEO is worth the wait, this video is going to give you all the clarity you need. I'm Josh, the founder of ClickSlice, the e-commerce marketing agency. We help e-com brands who are doing 7 and 8 figures scale their traffic and revenue. What you're about to learn in this video isn't based on any theory or any assumptions whatsoever. It's all based on data from our in-house campaigns at the agency. Let's start with the difference in both channels. SEO is all about building your organic visibility. You create valuable content and optimize your website, and in return, you gain organic visibility in search results over time. It's a long-term game that provides sustainable growth if done correctly. PPC, on the other hand, is a pay-to-play strategy. You bid for space on Google and your website receives traffic almost instantly, as long as you've got the budget to spend. It's fast, measurable, and scalable, but it's also competitive and expensive too. Let's break down the pros and cons of each and also look at the industry benchmarks to determine the investments across both channels. The biggest pro about SEO is that in the long term, it's very, very cost effective. Whilst it does require some budget to actually get your site ranking, building the blogs, building the backlinks, and building that authority over time, once your site is number 1 for your keywords, every click you generate is essentially free. Whereas if you compare that to Google Ads, you have to pay for every single click you generate. This can lead to massive savings over time, especially if you operate in a niche where paid ads can become very, very expensive. The second pro is that 70% of users say they trust organic search results more than paid ad search results. This is absolutely crucial if you're an e-com brand and you're trying to build more trust and more credibility with your target audience. Organic rankings often seem more authoritative because these rankings are deemed to be earned rather than paid for. So as a result, once you rank highly for these keywords organically, you're essentially telling your customers that your brand is to be trusted, which is going to lead to more conversions. And over time, this can create a more loyal customer base as people feel more confident purchasing from you. The third benefit is the compounding effect of SEO. As you work on your website's SEO and you build more backlinks and increase your website's authority, your site becomes stronger on the whole, which means more often than not, you can publish new collections, new category pages, and those pages will rank and generate sales without any additional SEO spend. Whereas on the flip side, if you're running paid ads and you launch a new category or collection page, you have to increase your ad spend and allocate budget to get those products and pages seen. The fourth pro is that you're building a massive digital asset. Really, really important for any brand out there who's considering selling their brand in the future. If you have the majority of your traffic coming in organically versus paid search, you can claim a higher profit multiplier because the brand is seen less risky to an investor. But trust me, you can make a lot more money from your e-com brand if your traffic is coming in organically. It's not all rainbow and sunshines for SEO. There are some cons as well. The first one being is that it typically takes 6 to 9 months to see tangible results. This is primarily because it takes a while for SEO to kick in and for Google to give you credibility and to give you some reward for all the hard work you have been doing. The second con is that SEO requires consistent effort. Unfortunately, SEO is not a one-time thing you do. We actually get a lot of brands that reach out to us and say, yeah, I just want to do a bit of SEO here for 1-2 months so I can rank number 1 for my keyword. Unfortunately, that is not how SEO works. The reason behind this is once you start carrying out SEO on your website, what you're essentially doing is sending lots of positive signals to Google every single month that your website deserves to be ranked at the top on Google. If you pause your SEO, you're removing those signals. So as a result, your website can actually drop in rankings and lose that visibility. The third con is algorithm changes. The problem with SEO is that Google is constantly changing what is required to rank number 1 on Google, which if you look at it from Google's perspective makes complete sense. It is not in Google's best interest to make it easier for sites to rank number 1, as if you rank number 1, you're very unlikely to run Google Ads too, which is where Google make 97% of the revenue. So you're always up against this battle of an ever evolving Google algorithm. The fourth con is that it requires a high level of expertise, which means it's often very, very difficult to bring SEO in-house in comparison to other marketing channels. To do it correctly in-house, you would literally need a content writer, you would need an on-page SEO specialist, a link building team, and then you'd also need someone to oversee and check all of that work. That is literally just 4 standalone salaries already. It's not cheap. This is often why when clients we work with terminate the campaign to bring it in-house, they typically reach out to us 6 to 9 months later, sometimes even a bit sooner, and they say they want to rehire us again because it's very difficult to do it themselves in-house. So how does this compare to PPC? The number 1 pro of PPC is the instant results it provides. You can literally set up a Google Ads campaign and within the next hour, no exaggeration, you can have customers who are on your website ready to buy your products. That is the power of of Google Ads. This instant access provides you with tons of opportunity to test new products, to test products that are currently trending, and to also push seasonal products very, very fast out of your warehouse too. For e-com brands, this means you can capitalize on this without waiting months to see your organic visibility increase. The second pro of Google Ads is its precise targeting. You can literally run and set up ads and tell Google to only show your ads in a precise proximity. So if you've got the data to back this up and you know the majority of the sales comes from maybe the south of your country, then you can show ads in just the south and get way better ad performance from your campaigns, which means higher return on ad spends, lower cost per clicks, and higher Google quality campaign scores. And it doesn't just stop there. You can also set up ads to show on certain devices, whether it's mobile, desktop, or tablet, and you can also set up your ads to run at certain parts of the day. The third benefit is the scalability. If you've got a lot of budget to play with, you can test new products in the market almost instantly, and you can literally dominate and overtake your industry overnight. With SEO, no matter what your budget is, it isn't possible to do it in such a short time frame. The fourth pro of Google Ads is that it's more data driven in comparison to SEO when you're trying to understand your performance. When you're running ads and you're spending money with Google, they literally give you all the information possible. They tell you how much it costs for each click. They tell you what search terms are generating sales. They show you the value of those sales. They give you absolutely everything. Compare that to SEO. Well, Google doesn't give you any data whatsoever. They don't even tell you what search terms generated sales. They simply tell you how much revenue you're getting from organic channels. They make it so hard because, of course, they don't want you running SEO campaigns. They would rather you spend your money and invest in Google Ads because that is how they make the money, as I said earlier, right? And this can be a little bit problematic when you're trying to determine which is generating the best ROI. Now, hold on before you get too excited. There are some big major cons too that you need to be aware of. The first is that the cost per clicks are rising every single year, meaning it's becoming more and more expensive. And no, this doesn't just apply to one industry in particular. In fact, WordStream states that the cost per click increased for 86% of industries in 2024. And this trend isn't going to slow down anytime soon. The second con you need to be aware of is its short-term impact. Yes, you can run ads and yes, you can get traffic almost instantly, but as soon as you stop spending money and running those ad campaigns, you literally have no traffic and no sales, which kind of questions, do you even have a brand at all? There's been a lot of brands that have come to us literally desperate to invest in SEO because they were very reluctant to do so at the start. They went all in on Google Ads or paid social. The ads were going absolutely amazing. They were making tons of money, but then overnight their ad account got banned or they violated a policy without knowing, and now they have no traffic and no sales. You don't want to be in that position. The third con is that you're vulnerable to a massive bidding war. We have seen so many brands set up Google Ads campaigns. They run ads, all is great, it makes sense, it's profitable, and the numbers are crushing it for them. But then the next month, the competitors increase the minimum CPCs, and now they enter a bidding war and things become unsustainable. And once again, they lose that traffic and sales. Now, does that mean Google Ads are dead? Definitely not. But it does give you a good trajectory and insight into how things are going. The average cost per click in 2024 was $4.66 or £3.83 for my British listeners. And let's see how this grows in 2025 and 2026. So now we know the pros and cons of each channel. Let's look at the investments typically required if you want to invest in either SEO or Google Ads. So the average SEO retainer for an e-com brand is about £3,000 per month, which is £36,000 a year or $45,000. Comparing that to Google Ads, the average Google Ad spends we see at the agency range from £5,000 per month all the way up to £40,000 a month. There is such a big sliding scale as it depends on the particular brand and what stage they're at on the journey. If you're a new brand or even an existing brand and you have no other traffic sources other than paid traffic, then of course you're going to spend more heavily on Google Ads because you have no other option, right? So you can see the sliding scale is very, very large, but it gives you a good idea of what's required from an e-com brand to actually generate results from a Google Ad standpoint. So taking all of this into consideration, which channel is typically best for e-com brands? And the answer is actually subjective and should be considered on a brand by brand basis. As a general rule of thumb, we recommend you should use PPC if you need fast results and have the budget to support it, you're running time sensitive promotions like holiday sales, or you're just starting out and you need to test what works. It's also a good shout to use if you know your numbers and you have healthy margins to make it work. However, I recommend that you should use SEO if you're building a long-term brand and you want sustainable traffic, you operate in a niche with low to medium competition, or you want to establish yourself as an authority and build trust with your audience. It's also a great shout if you want a higher exit multiple when you're selling your brand, and it's also great if you want a lower acquisition cost in the long term. All of that is based on rule of thumbs and based on best practices. Here's the real secret. The biggest brands don't choose one or the other, they leverage both. We work with a lot of brands at the agency who start off with PPC to gather all of that data and find out what keywords are generating the most amount of conversions. We then use that data, move it across to the organic side of the campaign, and we get the same results but a lower acquisition cost without all of that trial and error to determine what keywords actually produce the most amount of sales. We like to think of it as PPC being the sprinter and SEO being the long distance marathon runner. Together, they are unbeatable. And the benefits don't just stop there. You can dig real deep and hone your data to leverage every single part of your campaign. You can test headlines with PPC before you implement them within your title tags as part of your SEO campaign. You can also share your converting content across channels. You can retarget your organic visitors using Google Ads for a lower acquisition cost. You can also share successful ad copy across your meta descriptions as well, not to mention using high performing content from your SEO in your ad content as well. And you can also reduce your PPC spend on strong organic terms. And no, it's not just a one-way street as well. You can also target the really competitive terms from an SEO standpoint from Google Ads, so you pretty much have the whole keyword approach covered. And of course, if you're running Google Ads and SEO, you have double the digital real estate. Your website will be seen on Google twice instead of just once. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe so you don't miss any future e-commerce marketing insights. And if you're an e-com brand and you want help and you're unsure whether you should invest in Google Ads or SEO, you can use the link in the description below. You can jump on a free strategy call with my team. We'll run through your business in particular and determine what is best for your brand to scale and generate more traffic and revenue. I've been Josh, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.